Inflation is causing stress. Bad news about prices in the grocery store.
Historically high inflation.
A little inflation is a good thing.
A little inflation is a good thing.
A little inflation now would be a good thing.
Everybody wants a little inflation.
Did you see that, girl? Prices are skyrocketing right now. How are we supposed to manage our budgets?
I know! And what about all those businesses closing? It feels like the economy is crashing.
You know, this is why understanding GDP and economic measures are so important. It affects everything. Our jobs, our spending.
GDP? What's that got to do with us?
Everything! Well, I don't feel like yapping everything to you, so let's just change the channel.
Welcome to Macroeconomics Show, where we're not just watching, but you are also learning. This is the longest running show for our country for almost 10 years, everyone. Thank you so much for watching with us today. And for today, we're also going to explore a little bit more of the components of macroeconomics of our economy, of course, in the United States of America. And at the same time, we're going to explore the philosophies of the economies and at the same time, monetary policy, fiscal policy. If you are that person who is thrilled and excited to know more about our economy, please keep watching with us today because we have a lot of things to let you know and to, of course, introduce to all of you our guests. We have two guests for today. We have a Harvard graduate and also a Stanford graduate, an economist and an entrepreneur. And we also love to introduce you our newest member of our show. Let's give a round of applause, everyone, please. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And at the same time, if you're watching whatever you're right now, it's the comfort of your home, and if you're a live audiences at the same time at the live watching on your YouTube and our Facebook channel as well, please keep liking us and keep watching the show until the end because we have a lot of surprises to all of you guys. So are you ready? Let's bring it on. Now, ladies and friends, have you heard about the gross domestic product? I mean, what is that? Well, gross domestic product is the measurement of our economic monetary value and at the same time, the final good and services. Now, if you can see now this on your screen, a phone number where you can text because we have a trivia for all of you guys watching right now. We're going to let you put your answer and send it to us to this phone number on your screen that flashes. Give us a text message because we're going to give you a trivia in our country, the United States of America. What is the estimated 2023 gross domestic product? Is it letter A, 26.9 trillion, letter B, $25.8 trillion, and letter C, it's 30.1 trillion US dollars. If wherever you're watching right now, our live audiences as well are so thrilled to give us the answers, but we're also going to give this answer to all of the live viewers to send your answers to this phone number because we're just going to give you 30 seconds to send your answers. So give it all, everyone, send your answers. Girl, do you have any guess? I don't know. I think it's letter C. Let's go. Let's take it.
Or the correct answer is letter A, 26.9 trillion US dollars. I mean, oh my God, that figure, guys, that figure reflects our economic output and the crucial role of understanding our economic health. I mean, that kind of figure shows that us United States, we have to know and understand the significance of our GDP and economic progress. And now, right now, guys, we're going to introduce to you our newest member of our show. As I've mentioned to you earlier, we have a newest member show, and guys, you wouldn't know about this because this is one of the product of our technological advancement. We have our exceptionally advanced AI friend. We have on the other screen, we have AI. Hi, AI.
Hi, my name is AI.
How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well right now. I mean, a robot can make you have a feeling though. But anyway, I just wanted to ask you something since you are a product of our technological advancement. You are advanced than a human, I believe so. But I just wanted to let you introduce to our friends right now, our viewers as well as watching with us all across the globe about the main components of our GDP. Can you tell us about more about that?
Sure, Jeffy, it's my pleasure. I will explain the four components of GDP. Number 1, consumer spending. This is the largest component, accounting for about 68% of GDP. For example, in 2022, consumer spending on goods like electronics and services like healthcare surged, driven by post-pandemic recovery. Number 2, business spending. Business investment, particularly in electronic and renewable energies, have been significant. In 2023, there's been an increased investment for electronic vehicles and cloud computing. Number 3, government spending. The federal government has made substantial investment in infrastructure, such as the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, which allocates billions for roads, bridge, and public transit. Lastly, net exports. The U.S. has historically faced a trade deficit, importing more than its exports. In 2022, the trade deficit was around $948 billion, influenced by high imports of consumer goods.
Thank you so much, AI and our friend. And at this moment, we have our distinguished economic analyst with extensive experience of macroeconomic research and policy advisor, a graduate of Harvard University, holds a Bachelor of Arts in Economics and a Master's of Public Administration, equipping her with a solid foundation of economic theory and public policy. She also published she is a published author, best known for her groundbreaking book, Decoding the GDP, Understanding its Four Pillars and the Role of Economic Growth. This influential work delves into the core components of gross domestic product, consumption, investment, and the net exports, and highlights their collective significance in shaping the national and global economies. This book has been widely praised for the clarity, practical insights, and relevance to the policymakers, business leaders, and students across economics. Over the years, she has become the sought-after speaker in international economics forums, known for her insightful analysis and forward-thinking perspective on economic growth and development. Let's all welcome none other than we have MG on the other line.
Hello, thank you so much for having me here, Jeffy.
Hi MG, how are you doing today? All right, I have read your book last week and it was very compelling though, I would say. And right now, since our other friend here, AI, have discussed the four major components of the GDP, can you elaborate to us more or give us a breakdown for the four main components of our GDP so that a better understanding for all of our viewers right now and our live audiences as well will have an insightful discussion to this discussion that we have, okay?
Thank you so much for reading my book. I really appreciate it. So let me just give you the breakdown for the four demand components. So before that, let me just show you a presentation of mine so that you can fully grasp the information. Okay, so for the four demand components, let's start with the first one, which is consumer spending. It's factors like inflation and wage growth, which directly impacts the household consumption. So for instance, rising inflation during the year 2022, it led to a higher prices range, which affects the purchasing power. So that's consumer spending. The second one is the business spending. So investments like on sectors like technologies is very crucial. In the year 2023, I remember companies like Apple and Amazon, they have ramped up on investing on AI and renewable energy, which drives the economic growth. Third one is government spending. Major projects such as expansion of the broadband access, it aims to improve the connectivity and economic opportunity across the rural America, which enhance the overall productivity. We're down to our last one, which is the next export. The U.S. trade balance, it shows significant deficit. It's due to the high imports of the consumer electronics and vehicles. It negatively impacts the GDP, but it also reflects the high consumer demands.
Thank you so much for being with us today, MG. And don't go away, everyone, because we'll be right back after this short break.
Now I understand how the important GDP is and why it needs to be monitored.
You know, I took a business philosophy class last summer. And are you familiar with Keynes and Say's law?
Keynes' law. This law posits that demand creates its own supply. This perspective emphasizes that consumer demand drives economic growth and production. If demand is insufficient, it can lead to unemployment and unused capacity. Now, in Say's law, this is often summarized as supply creates its own demand. Suggests that the production of goods and services will generate an equivalent level of demand in the economy. Essentially, when producers create goods, they will also be able to sell those goods as they will have income to spend.
Well, listen, let's consider a hypothetical economic challenge like a natural disaster, such as major hurricane devastating parts of the Gulf Coast. To address this, we would apply Keynesian economics, advocating for increased government spending to rebuild infrastructure and support affected communities. This approach helps stimulate demand and foster economic recovery.
Oh, okay, I got it.
And we are back again here at the Macroeconomics show, and we are live again here at our studios with our live audiences and wherever you're watching right now. Again, guys, as I've mentioned to you earlier, we're going to spoil you with our newest member of our team, our dearest friend AI, to expand more and elaborate about the monetary government discretionary policy. AI, it's your turn.
We would implement discretionary government policies, including automatic stabilizer like unemployment benefits to support individuals and maintain consumer spending during the recovery phase. Now, do you understand?
What? Wait a minute. So while Senslo believes the supply creates its own demand, like my friend insisting that if everyone will just start craving pizza, Keynesian economics says we actually need to stimulate demand first. It's like throwing a pizza party to get everyone hungry, instead of just hoping they want my magically homemade margarita. Makes sense now?
We have another special guest, which is a renowned entrepreneur, visionary investor, widely recognized for her strategic investment in real estate industry within a developing country. A graduate of Stanford University with a degree in business studies, has demonstrated exceptional acumen in identifying high growth opportunities in emerging markets. With a net worth estimated of $150 million US. She has built a diverse portfolio of real estate ventures, driving economic development and creating employment opportunities in unserved regions. As she is a prominent advocate for sustainable development and inclusive growth, she is frequently invited to share her experience and insight for how entrepreneurship can catalyze economic progress. Help me welcome our guest, Miss Nina. Again, everyone, help me welcome Miss Nina, our special guest. Hi. Hi, Miss Nina.
I'm so glad that I finally met you. And I'm so thrilled to be here today in your Economatic show. I heard a lot of positive feedbacks and I can wait to share my thoughts and my experience as a businesswoman myself.
I am so thrilled, and I hope so all of our live audiences as well, and our live viewers from Facebook. We have at least 98K, and our YouTubers, we have at least 100K viewers right now. So we are all excited here. Have a seat, Miss Nina.
Thank you so
very
much.
excited, of course. I'm a huge fan, I would say. Now, I'll get right now to the topic, which is very thrilling because we have discussed about the macroeconomic principle and how to stabilize our country. The United States is known for its diverse culture and also the nation. And as I've mentioned to you earlier, to our live audiences, the GDP, we have at least for the 2023 26.9 trillion. And right now, you are an investor, and it's such a risk for an investor to invest in a certain country, such as the Philippines, I believe so.
Yes.
Which is a developing country. So you can invest in a country such as in Japan, Germany, France. I mean, why have you chosen the Philippines in the first place?
Well, first and foremost, I would say that we all know Philippines is a lovely country. You know, it's rich of natural resources. But you know, Jeff T, once recovery is underway, foreign direct investment is really essential for long-term growth, as it creates an opportunity to, you know, network with other countries and as well as to collaborate, to leverage resources for investments, and especially when you're following a significant economic setback.
I mean, that is the first place I would say an amazing and thoughtful information that I have heard from you, ma'am. Should I say call you ma'am? I mean, that is...
Yeah, you can call me anything you want.
All right. Right now, Miss Nina, I just wanted to ask you just a short, you know, briefly discuss to us about why you have chosen the Philippines. You've mentioned that it's very important. You have to invest that. It's part for our economic growth that we have to know that investors are investing in a certain country for the benefits of them as well. Since you have mentioned to me earlier about the importance of it, can you discuss or elaborate for us more about the foreign direct investments? And you are an entrepreneur and you have chosen the real estate development, and why have you chosen that in the Philippines?
Okay, well, Jeff, I really came here prepared also for our viewers out there, especially to our youngsters. So I will show a flow chart here to really further expand my thoughts about FDI.
Okay, all right, everyone.
Structure. This flow chart outlines the capital allocation and its potential impact. To start off, we have here 2, capital allocation and currency conversion. For the capital allocation, the process begins with U.S. investors allocating $1 million for investment. This substantial amount signifies a strong commitment to developing infrastructure and real estate. Next, we see the currency conversion step. At an exchange rate of 58 peso per USD, the investment translates to 58 billion pesos. This conversion is crucial for understanding the local currency impact. For the next one, we have received funds. The converted funds are now available for use in the local economy. This significant capital influx can stimulate various sectors. Arbitrage and acquisition. This flow chart moves to arbitrage, where investors identify opportunities in land and property. This phase includes the acquisition of assets with a total investment target of 20 billion pesos. For infrastructure development, following asset acquisition, the actual infrastructure development begins. This encompasses several projects like commercial real estate development, digital infrastructure development, social infrastructure initiatives. These projects aim to improve the overall living standards and economic conditions in the area. For short-term impacts, we can expect several positive outcomes. Peso appreciation. The influx of capital can lead to an appreciation of the Philippine peso. Job creation. Construction and development projects will create numerous jobs, boosting employment. And for technology and skills transfer, the involvement of U.S. firms often brings advanced technologies and skill sets benefiting the local workforce. For long-term impacts, in the long run, the benefits expand further. For GDP growth and urban development, enhanced real estate and commercial returns, repatriated projects and diversification, and lastly, stronger diplomatic relations. So in conclusion, the flow chart really illustrates a comprehensive pathway for U.S. investors engaging in foreign direct investment in the Philippines. The process not only aims to generate returns and investments, but also significantly impacts the local economy through job creation, technology transfer, and long-term growth. Thank you so much for your attention. Well, that's it for my presentation and my discussion about foreign direct investment. I hope everyone really gained something from me today. You know, it is really important in the world of business and the world of investment. So, Well, if I will be given a chance, I would like to, add up to really invest and not just to save.
Of course. I mean, I am lost of words right now, everyone. I would say that one thing that I've learned for this is about investment, how important it is in our economy, and of course to have monitored our monetary policy and how foreign investment really utilized and how it would gain more products to grow for our economy. So just one last question, Miss Nina. What is your advice to the young aspired entrepreneur out there to invest in the countries, or what are the steps that you wanted to take them as leap of faith?
Okay, well, it is just simple, Jeffy. I would just like to inform everyone that understanding macroeconomics is really essential, especially when navigating challenges, as well as by fostering economic stability in our country, United States, by focusing on GDP components, by employing effective economic philosophies, and as well as by really having this knowledge about macroeconomics. We can create a resilient economy that is perhaps ready in times of challenges.
Of course, I couldn't agree more. And if you guys have a lot of things to say in comment, you can also comment down below as well in our live sections. And to our live audiences, thank you so much for being here with us. We'll see you next time here on Macroeconomics Show. This is your host, Jeffy, and have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.
Yes.
Oh, I understand now. As a US citizen, I realized that understanding economics isn't just about numbers. It's about how these concepts impact my daily life. From knowing how consumer spending affects job availability and government policies my taxes. This knowledge empowers me to make informed decisions, whether it's budgeting for my household, advocating for policies to support our local economy, grasping these economic policies to help actively participate in shaping a better future for my community and for myself.